Hello everyone, hello and welcome. Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the official Lotro Stream Twitch channel, and I am your host Little Redhead, and I'll be taking you around the world of Middle-earth as it is portrayed in Lord of the Rings Online, MMORPG that I like to play. And that's what this channel is all about, so it's it works out for all of us. So I'm in a neighborhood in Rohan at a premium house of a friend of mine who has the crates out. So I'm gonna roll myself over here to the center of town. Technically it's not the center of town, it's kind of the side of town, but you know, the northwest of town. Yes, exactly. And I would like to talk to Wenda Cranesbill. Now, she has these VIP rewards, which are fantastic. So she gives you a quest, and you accept that, and then you immediately turn it back in, and she will give you 2 items. So what she gives you is this subscriber's jug, and you go ahead and click that. It consumes it. Well, you drink it. It's still there. And it speeds up your crafting time and prevents wear on your items for 2 weeks. It used to be 2 days, but they extended it to 2 weeks a number of updates ago now, which was a fantastic change. So really happy about that change. So I don't come by and talk to Wenda very often, but once in a while I need to come and talk to her. So that's what we're doing. I figure I'll do that now. I had 4 more days, but might as well get that out of the way and do that now. Okay, so then the other thing she gives you is the subscriber town services. And this, when you click on it, it gives you access to all these cool things. So you can get into the shop, you can get into your vault, you can get into your shared storage, you can get into the wardrobe, you can open the auction house, and you can do legendary item forging. So all of that is right there in your pocket, and I love that. So I just keep it right over here on my bar. So now I've got 13 days and 23 hours until I need to grab another one from her. Okay, so we're gonna leave Rohan, and we have been following the story, the epic storyline here on Anor. We've been doing that. And let's see, I'm gonna go to the Slag Hills, the Wastes. Okay. So I've never actually made it all the way through the epic storyline before in Lotro. So it's been kind of fun. We finally did. We made it all the way to the point where, you know, spoilers, the ring is destroyed. And I know what? So we made it all the way through that, which was pretty exciting. And now we're kind of in this post book time, but they've added on a whole part about where you're kind of checking out what's going on, where Mordor, you know, let me see, did I go? Here it is. So we were here, and here's the big gate into Mordor. So there's the big black gate, and that brings you in, and then you have that big battle right outside the gate. So that's right there in this area, which in here in the game is like right by the wastes. So we've been doing some stuff in that area. And so we kind of, though we were speeding ahead, and we went ahead and finished that. And so then in the storyline, we are now coming into this area, this Udon, or udon as I keep calling it, like the noodles, and starting to like find out are there forces of Sauron who are still around, and are they trying to, you know, gather up? Like, there's a big power vacuum now that Sauron has been defeated, so what's the scoop, right? So that's what we're heading into, but first we kind of rewound ourselves a little bit in time, and we're still up in here, but it's like pre-fight before the big battle, when basically we're pretty sure we're going to lose and Sauron's going to win, but we got to try and hope that the ring gets defeated, you know, gets destroyed. So we've scooted back just a smidge, and the reason why we've done that is we're on a legendary server, and there's some special deeds and titles and things that you can get only on legendary servers. And this server is closing at the end of the month, at the end of August. So we are like zooming around with our characters that we had on here, and working on trying to catch all of those deeds and titles and everything before, you know, before we run out of time. Because when what they're doing is the SSG is allowing us to transfer off for free at the end of the month up till like the end of the year, but we have to go to a regular server. We can't transfer to another legendary server, so that's kind of a bummer, because, you know, I would want to take my characters to Treebeard, even if all they could do is just sit there and do like nothing. But really what I want is all my stuff. I want my stuff to go to Treebeard. It's not the characters, it's the stuff that I want. Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, so we'll be going to a regular server after this, and won't be able to keep working on these titles and everything until much later. We have, oh yeah, so anyway, so yeah, we have to do so many things to help out in the Slag Hills, which is where we are, which is in the wastes. Athel there has a ring over her head. Hey, I could do that too, hang on. Boom. Wait, why didn't it do it? What did I do wrong? I did /SOS. There it is. Haha. Maybe I did it too fast. So now we have rings over our heads. It's a temporary thing. It goes away. I've seen it goes away, but still, it's pretty cool. I love it. Okay, so yeah, so we're running around in here. We're gathering some weapons. We're going to defeat some overseers. We're going to collect some poisonous goo. We're going to collect some water samples. So all of this is like preparation for the big battle that's going to happen in front of that big door into Mordor. So like I said, so we've kind of rewound a little bit in time, because, you know, we did go ahead and finish the full story up to that point. Oh yeah, and this is the place, so it's really interesting. Oh, wait, this is a good place to collect a water sample. Okay. I'm going to do that. All right, I've got one. So we're running around in this cave-like system, and we did this yesterday. We ran around in this cave, and there's occasionally, like, you'll find a door. You can hit the door, which is really interesting. It's like targetable and everything. It's like it's an enemy of some sort. So I did that because I was like, okay, sure, I'll beat up on this door. Let's find out what happens. Well, what happens is there's a bunch of red rings behind the door. Red rings being those who are more difficult than others. And they were of our level, or maybe a smidge higher. I don't know. Anyway, they came pouring out, so that was entertaining. Oh, we're back to the beginning. Okay. Oh, I think we just did like this loop here. Yeah. So we're looking around for places to get some of these water samples. Oops, I'm like not on all the furniture. I do that a lot. That's okay, Athel can do all the fighting. She's very good at it. She likes to scream at things. Ah, says the minstrel. And then everything falls down. It works. Hey, Weir Willow. Yes, no worries. Time travel is totally cool as long as you don't stress about the grammar. Oh wait, oh, I was thinking, hey, this is a good place. Oh no, don't get the door. Stop hitting the door. Stop hitting the door. Stop hitting the door. Oh, I got myself into combat with the door yesterday, and I could not get out of combat with the door until we left this whole series of place. I think I'm in combat with the door now. Oh, I'm disappointed. What, are you destroying the door? Alright, we'll just do it. See, it's a sturdy gate. It has like 1,000,000 hit points to start, and we have like 40,000. I was like, well, it's not hitting back, so what happens if we destroy the door? And you can see there's like Mordor Bruiser with 296,000 health, just waiting to come through and have a chat with us. Oh, interesting. Okay, here they come. Well, it'll be nice to not be in combat all the time, because I wasn't able to, like, I hadn't done my foods, and so my regen was pretty slow, and I was just running around. I was never regenerating. Oh, nice job. All right. And speaking of, I think I'll do my foods real quick while I have the chance. Yeah, in Lotro, like, location travel is kind of like time travel. So, like, if you go to the Shire, it's just after the time when the hobbits have just left, right? If you go to Bree, the hobbits have just passed through there with Strider or are just about to, you know, that kind of thing. It's around that time. So it's really interesting. Yeah, if you get to Rohan, you know, the Fellowship has already broken and they've gone in a couple different directions and, you know, yeah, spoilers. And you're trying to, you know, figure out which way you're going to go. And so the game takes you through Rohan and you follow up that whole quest chain and go into Helm's Deep. So yeah, it's really interesting. So how you can move, as you move through the game, you're basically moving through time. Watch out, there's a door over there. Yeah. Not attack the door, do not attack the door, do not attack the door. Oh, okay. The doors and the hard-hitting enemies, says where we'll behind it, are part of the Fellowship requirements to open up the resource instances in the zone. Okay. I don't think I'm too... Oh, hey. Let me get a water sample. Four? Oh, crap. This is my third. I missed one.
Did you get the one back there?
Well, I thought I did, but maybe I missed it. Let's see. I did not get this one here. Sweet.
Did you get this one here?
How about this one here?
This is great. This is number 4.
Okay, that's 4. I'm at 4. Thank you. We check in with each other constantly. It seems like about, like, you know, hey, are you at the same number as me? Because, yeah, it's really annoying when you've got, like, everything done. You're like, okay, I'm done. You're like, oh, I'm missing one. It's like, uh-oh. Retrace the steps. Start over. It's easier if you can catch it before you get to that point, which is nice. All right, where to?
The outer ring.
So yeah, so it was really funny. So we got the SOS emote yesterday from finishing off that part of the storyline, where we can get the ring over our heads, which is so much fun. And there goes Apple again. And we also recently got a horn emote that we can do. Oh, trumpet, I mean. And then there's also a banner of Rohan that you can put down. But it's bound to account, so I haven't actually used it with this character. I'm probably going to put it on another character after I transfer. So that'll be pretty funny. Yes, so so Apple, yesterday, we were like, something like we were going to go somewhere, and she was like, but only if you can help me with this quest. It was great. Oh, now we're down in the bottom area. I wonder if there's water down here we're supposed to check, though. Maybe. It doesn't show on the map. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's not showing on the map. Oh, loot the worms. Wouldn't have expected that. Poisonous goo. It's the trifecta. I guess we do need to get some poisonous goo. Hey, let's get a water sample here. Okay, so Egg Arthur says that particular quest is called Enclaves in the Depths, and it's part of a complex unlock sequence. So what we're doing on Anor is we're kind of just zooming through and only doing the things we need. Wait, I've only got 4 goos. Oh, okay. I think there might have been more a different direction. Yeah. If we want to go back in a moment. Oh. Yeah. Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we could go back to where those the things were that we just passed by.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, on Anor, we're just doing the bare minimum to get the quests and the to get all the stuff. Whereas on Treebeard, because we get 6 months at each level, our hope is to do like everything at each level. You know, so do all the quests, do all the deeds, do all the exploration, unlock everything. I'm missing one water sample.
This is here.
Ah,
I didn't get to pop up.
it hasn't popped up yet, probably because there's so much other stuff going on. Yay, okay, I got everything except for now we need overseers.
Those are both in Carcoast, the eastern tower.
Should we just like port out?
We should just port
Oh
out.
hey, my milestone, my thing is Slag Hills. My campfire, do you want me to use that? Okay. That'll save our milestone. So cool, that gives us something to look forward to there, Agartha, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward. So one of the things we're trying to do is we realized that the allegiances thing, we have to unlock that. So I think that's what this is about, right?
This is just a legendary deed.
Oh, this is a legendary deed, okay. All right, so we're looking at the samples, and I haven't read these before, so I've been like taking my time to like go through and read them. Okay, so we've got, oh, this is the water samples. Okay. I love the atmosphere in this. He says like peering into the glass vial as he holds each up to the smoke-masked sun. Like that's pretty evocative, right? I mean, you got that. Like I can picture that pretty well in my mind. All right, so they're thinking it's a product of orc occupation, but oh, the samples are different. One, the water is much purer. Okay. So the problem he's thinking is that every maggot we've encountered seems to be in the larva stage, and once fully grown, these creatures could be potentially terrifying. Yeah, like there's a whole movie book series about this. All right, looks like the poison is already starting to burn through the pouch. Ooh, well, let me hand that over then. He had hoped to turn it into a weapon. This is the larva that we got off, the poison we got off of the larvas. But yeah, that's not going to be able to go on the weapons because it'll just disintegrate the weapons, it looks like. And let's see, weapons out of hand. Oh good, we took weapons from them. He's going to throw them in the nearby waters. The toxic filth of the Slag Hills will make quick work to brittle the crude clubs and blades. Yeah, I suppose that's actually fair. Okay, do I need to pick up Enemies Beneath the Mountain or the Tainted Feed?
Yeah, those are the last two we need after
Full?
this.
Alright, so I'm going to grab these two. So Enemies Beneath the Mountain. There's still more orcs. So if we can find ourselves back within those maggot tunnels, defeat the orcs that we see. We need 20 of them so we can keep them from coming out and attacking. Okay. And the Tainted Feed. As luck would have it, he is able to find a way to transport this corrosive goo from the maggots. We're going to water it down with some of the polluted water of the Slag Hills. The concoction no longer erodes its container. That's some pretty potent stuff. It's no longer useful as a corrosive weapon against machines of war, but it might be good as a poison. So we're going to add this to the orcs' food supply. Man, you guys are playing dirty. All right. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Well, double check, make sure I have the quest that you have. That's me. Thank you. So yeah, so since we only have so much time on Anor. Oh, and funny thing is, so this server is up to cap level 130, and there's another expansion beyond that, which is the Fate of Gundabad, which then takes you up to 140, I guess. So that's right. Yeah, that should be right. So yeah, no, that's not the water. It was a different place. They're probably going to release Fate of Gundabad on the Anor server in like a week or two. So we'll have like 2 or 3 weeks to go through and get any deeds, legendary server deeds that come up from that. We don't know if there's going to be any yet. It's really interesting, actually. There was a conversation in World Chat on Anor yesterday, which was both annoying and amusing because basically people were just complaining about, we're going to get Fate of Gundabad, but we're only going to have like a couple weeks to work on all the legendary server deeds, and you know, and get up to 140 and all of that. And I was like, well then, you know, don't do that. And like, you don't have to, like nobody says you have to do this. And it was just kind of funny too, because like I'm like, if they release Gundabad and include, you know, legendary server deeds, you complain because there's not enough time. If they release Gundabad on Anor and don't include any legendary server deeds, you'll complain that there's nothing to do. So I'm like, SSG would have just been in a better way to just not even give Anor Gundabad, because people are going to complain no matter what they do. I was like, y'all a bunch of complainers. No, there was a conversation in there about, hey, you know, having conversation is important. Absolutely, you know, like just kind of chatting through all of it and conversing about it. I'm definitely in favor of that. It's just when it kind of breaks down and it's like, it just seems like it's just gossip. It's like, all right, like there's better things we could be doing with ourselves than just gossiping about things. So I don't know. It was just kind of funny. Oh, you know what? I didn't pick up with my Hobbit gift today. Let's pick that up. So we still have these silver Hobbit gifts every day, and then the gold ones once a week. There was talk. Oh, hey, he's got the SOS thing too. Kidding. Let's see what this is. We gotta collect orders from Uruks or Black Numenorians. Okay. What's with the rubble? I guess I'll check that rubble. Hey, rubble. I don't know. Oh, I hit a trap in the rubble pile. Well, aren't we clever? Okay. Nice. And I think there's something about weaken the support beams. So, yeah, because we noticed, like, yesterday when we were in here, that the, some of the support beams, I'm not seeming to find any right now, but you can attack, you can attack them. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird. Like, why are we attacking the wall? Like, the beams and stuff that are there. It was kind of funny. Anyway, so yeah, so B4 says about the chatter from yesterday, it felt like a distinct lack of, I don't like this, and a lot more, this is terrible. Not every predictive feeling. Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between, I personally enjoy these things, and this is what's happening, and so I would prefer these things, or something like that. Hey, I weakened a support beam. Hmm? Two support beams, yeah. Apparently there's a banner somewhere I could click on. And even just, like, when people are just like, I don't like this, like, why? Like, what is it that you do want, I guess is what I'm looking for. Because there's I think it's important to know, oh, hang on, there's a banner there that's blinking. We should check on that. So for me, like, healthy communication, for example, is like, you know, it's like, hey, I would prefer not to go out to eat tonight because I don't want to spend the money, you know, things like that. I want to save money, versus I don't want to go out to eat. Like, I don't know. There's a difference between just being grumpy about something and kind of like being like, hey, instead of going out to eat, let's cook dinner. Like, if you go to the grocery store and grab these ingredients, how about I make dinner? You know, like, that seems a little bit more productive. Versus, no. That's it. One of them invites a conversation and one of them shuts a conversation down. I guess that's what it is. Yeah, like, it's, I am more interested in conversations which invite further conversation. That is awesome. You know, and discussion and, like, yeah, getting input from people. I like that too. Yeah, for me, a fun discussion is like, you know, hey, I've got this opinion. Well, I've got this opinion. Well, why do you have that opinion? Well, let's discuss it. You know, and kind of like showing what's going on in your mind and why you have those thoughts and opinions. And then we can like go, okay, now I understand why you have that thought and you understand why I have this thought. And, you know, maybe we learn something from each other. Doesn't matter if you like change somebody's mind or whatever. I mean, some things there might be more, some objective this is good, this is bad, but in general, oh hey, I defeated many foes in the Tower of the Teeth. But in general, there's shades.
This is more like, is the free content good and not like the
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The question is more, yes, is the content that we're getting for free, you know, what do we think about that? Is it good, whatever, not, you know, hey, should people have basic human rights? Like, those are two different conversations. I think one of them, there's some more objective, you know, I think, conversations to be had. You know, some things you're like, okay, I think everybody deserves to have, like, you know, health and safety and home and hearth and all of that. I wonder if I can find another one of those. No, I'm finding a thing to shoot. Oh, you found the support beams. Okay. Yeah, I'm at, also, it was, 8. I'm at 8. Oh, hey. Hey, Overseer. What you doing? You're hitting me with your sword. I'll hit you with my sword. How's that? That feels fair, right? Oh, found some rubble. Rubble. Movement combat was something, but I don't know what. Oh, but there's also banners nearby. Agarther says, I'm critical about a lot in Lotro, but I always try to propose alternative ways of doing things, and sometimes you just have to agree to disagree. Exactly, right? Like, you know, were I in charge of SSG, you know, if I ran the world, would I do things differently? Yeah, of course. I mean, everybody has different opinions on how to do things. Would it turn out better? Would it turn out worse? I don't know. But because they're my opinions, I would generally think that my way of doing things would be better, because hopefully you wouldn't do something and be like, well, I think my way of doing things would be worse. Like, that sounds like a terrible choice. Don't do that. Oh, yeah, sure. Hang on. Sorry I started combat with these guys. We need to find an overseer. And we need 5 more banners, too. Let's see. Overseer. Oh, I'm still in combat, though. I can't start. I don't know what I'm in combat with. Maybe I shot a door. Don't shoot the doors. Dang it. Okay, I found a crude structure. Target not in line of sight. Oh, you got it. Great, thank you. I'm afraid I can't. Ooh, Mordor Legions are available now. Yay! That was something that we were looking to unlock. So what I got into combat with is something from way back there. If we want to go back and try and hunt this thing down. Hopefully it wasn't a crude structure. No, it was like well before any of this. I don't know what it is. Like, it must be something that's stuck. Feigning death, I think, is a Hobbit thing? Or a minstrel thing? Yes, maybe. I could go beneath notice. Not the same. Not the same. Oh wait, Overseer, right? How about this one right here? He just walked right into town. Alright, we've defeated many of the Overseers. Yay!
Well, I have to tell you, we don't actually need those damage.
I can't do a campsite fire in combat.
Can you do a mouse one?
Let's try. Slag Hills, right? Apparently I can do that in combat. Okay. I think, Agarther, my biggest like change I would make is the way they communicate, because I think they have so many great things that they're doing and they do a terrible job at letting people know about it. And so that's something I think where they could make some big strides. So okay, so the dangerous trap, we put traps out, giving the host of the West a real chance to see its moment in battle at the very least. I take it you remember where the traps were hid. We wouldn't want to find ourselves caught in our very own traps. That'd be funny. And we give him the orders that we found, and they're in Black Speech, of course, but he can figure out where they're from. Okay. Hey, I just completed some stuff. Survey the Slag Hills. I now have a title, Legend of the Wastes. Also, I'm a friend, the host of the West. Cool. And I've done 30 quests in the Slag Hills, which I think is what we needed in order to get that Survey the Slag Hills deed completed. Neato. Okay, so we're done with these guys, right?
Yep.
Great. So I could be a Legend of the Waste, or I could continue to be a Tree Whisperer. I like Tree Whisperer. I think it's great. Also, I've started putting that on some of my Treebeard characters because it was a title that all of your characters got, your account-wide title. So I think that's great. A Tree Whisperer. That's awesome. Now, unfortunately, our milestones are on cooldown, aren't they? Yeah. For 3 minutes. So, okay. So, let's see. Oh, so we're going to drop the banners thing, right? I think we're just not going to do... Oh, you dropped a whole bunch of stuff. So, enemies beneath the mountain. We're not going to do that?
We don't need enemies on the Slag Hills. Let's go to Mordor.
We don't need that. Okay. Quickening the decay. We're going to drop that. And the tainted feed. Cool. I was feeling a little... I mean, I know they're orcs and stuff, but, you know, I was feeling a little mean about that. Okay. Oh, we're getting on our war mounts?
Yeah, let's ride into Mordor.
See, I do like the war mounts. Maybe I just like more things than other people do, or I'm less critical. I don't know. Because I know people, that is a source of also people complaining is the war mounts. But I like the war mounts. And one of the things I also really like about the war mounts, aside from their speed, because speed is cool, especially if you can get on a road. Jumping over things, though. I like my regular mount, how you can turn in the air when you're jumping. You can't do that on a war mount, so that's... but it makes sense, I guess, because it's got a lot it's trying to do.
Yeah, the regular mount turning is the thing that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the regular mount turning in the air is pretty funny. I'm pleased because I use it all the time. It's pretty awesome. But I like that you can decorate your war mounts. That makes me very happy. So I'm often playing around with like the cosmetics on my war mounts. I have a good time with that. So let's see. B4 says if I could have wave a magic wand and change things, it would be to double or triple their staff. Now that's true. So they have the resources to do all the things we want them to do. I mean, it would still not be enough, but you know, it'd be cool. Okay, so we started. Hang on, let me pause for a second and let people know what we're doing. And some of you in the chat have done this probably dozens of times, but this is my first time getting this far in the game. I spend so much time in the Shire, I don't get past Bree or something. I'm like Sam. Anyway, so we made it out here. We're inside this plateau of Gorgoroth, which is here. This plateau of Gorgoroth is where we're headed. So we're here in the Udon Noodles, and we're working our way in. And so... yeah, Mithrandir is a little nervous, and a bunch of people have like descended on the area, and they're like treasure hunters and revenge seekers and stuff like that. So Mithrandir wants us to kind of warn people that this isn't exactly a safe place. I mean, there's still orcs, there's still traps, there's still poisons. Like, there's evil artifacts, there's evil all over this place. Like, just because Sauron fell didn't mean like his house just, you know, got wiped out. Like, there's stuff all over this place. Like, look, that's on fire, yo. So we had to talk to these people and be like, be careful. And it's so funny because Harthalin over there, I have a character that I named after her. She's also a high elf because Harthalin there is from the high elf intro. And so when I saw her there, I was like, wait a minute, I know her. So that was kind of fun. And she's like, yeah, you don't need to tell me to be careful. Like, I was here in the Second Age, when the War of Men and all of that. Like, we're good. So anyway, it's kind of interesting. So anyway, so I just wanted to show those folks off. So we're off to go and do things that relate to those people. Those are the quests that we picked up. Although I'm not actually tracking any of them at the moment. What's that? I did. I do have dash on. So let's see, where are we? Black Book of Mordor.
Chapter 1.1.
Defeat foes in Udon. Udon. But there's other things we need for those other people. Where are their quests at?
I don't think there was.
Oh, maybe there wasn't a quest. Maybe it's just the overall quest. go clear out some stuff to make it safer for them. Oh, hey, I see a stable master. Did we? Oh, we already got that last night, didn't we? Okay, cool. Hey, if there's another campfire around here, I could reset my campsite fire. All right. We defeated a forge worker. Are you getting back on your war mount? No. Okay. We're gonna go find stuff to do around here. There's still a lot of Mordor warriors. So yeah, so some of the warriors like just gave up when when everything went south for them. They're like, I'm out. This is terrible. Hey, there's Gorgoroth wood. Is that a you thing or is that an us thing? Oh, I locked the proper training. I can't pick it up yet. I gotta go at some point stand in front of a workbench and work the wood I picked up. That's really funny. That's interesting. We're also getting a new effect. This Light of Arendelle and Shadow of Mordor. So I currently have like 10 shadow on me, and every so often I see my screen goes whoosh. That's a new thing for me.
Shall we continue with the Black Book?
Oh yeah, yep. Well, we're supposed to be defeating. Oh, okay. Collect crankshafts and collect gears.
That was a randomly listed quest. If you want to.
Oh no, okay, that's fine. Okay, so we're supposed to search for the forges of Anor.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I will not track that. If we get it, we get it. But if we don't, that's fine too.
Yeah.
That is fine.
I'll back.
So before says maybe if you didn't start new characters at the drop of a hat, you'd get further than the Shire. I mean, that's a possibility. For looking for reasons why I don't get to the end of the game, there are many. Yes, I guess we'll never know. You got a black Numenorian in your radar there. I'm just going to pass him by. It's like how many licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll? I guess the world will never know. 1, 2, 3. Exactly. Enforcer of Ugarogr. Interesting. Hey, we've discovered a road to where we're trying to go, I think. Thankfully, Athel seems to have a good handle on where to find things. It's quite convenient. Oh! We're about to go underneath my face. Oh, yes. There we are on the map. Nice. So I think there was a recent stream with Scenario, and I missed it. But this Friday, Severlin is going to be on the stream, this channel right here. At, I think, Cord's old time, which is noon. Oh, we found the forges, where Sauron equipped his armies. Ooh, sounds like a creepy place. Talk to Rogren. Hey. Oops, and also get shot at. Hang on a second. Let's shoot this archer back. Excellent. That gave us another crankshaft. Okay, how did you fare on your journey into here? I must admit I faced more foes than I believed I would. We tried to tell you. But he took the weapon from one of the orcs, noted its craftsmanship, would not have expected such a fine blade. Yeah. Do the orcs organize their companies in the same fashion as the men of Gondor? Not usually. Alright. But he's come to the forges from which the sword may have been made, and he wants to ensure that no more of its kind come forth to trouble us. So we're going to push over some anvils to make them difficult to use. That'll show them. And it'll slow down any production of any further weapons. Sure. Here, there's some newly forged weapons over here we can knock over. Because why not? Oh, that's a new quest. Well, that's okay. Do we need to do a whole bunch of quests in this world area also to do a thing? Oh, okay. These are just auto-bestowed quests that we're getting. Well, no, for the deed like we did in the Slag Hills. I was wondering if we had to... Okay. before is keeping track of what we need for all these legendary server deeds. I'm really glad he's tracking that for us. I mean, it's he's the one who created the deed tracker, so like he's on top of this stuff. But we haven't done these deeds before. What's this small rusty chest? Yeah, I think it was just a chest, like, you know. Glad it wasn't a mimic.
Or is this the soot smudged?
Right, don't touch the soot smudged pages. They're bad, yo. No, I think it's a thing that goes into your inventory, and I don't need anything to go into my inventory now. Like, once we're done with Anor and these folks transfer, they're probably just going to sit. Like, they're not going to be very active for any time soon, because we'll go back to Anor and get ourselves back into not Withywindle, not Wildwood, Mirkwood. For some reason I was stuck on W's. There's a rusty something over here. So yeah, so we'll get ourselves back over to Treebeard and get focused back over there. And then we actually start classes again. Oh, hey, I see another anvil. We start classes for Dutch. It'll be our last session of classes for now, but it's another 9 weeks of class. And that starts near the end of August, so we don't really have a lot of time. In fact, it may be that we just end up doing Anor for now, and then until the end of the month. Oops, that's interesting. This is already in use. I gotta start over.
Sorry.
No worries. You're too busy. Oh yeah. Do we want to talk to this frightened dwarf or not worry about it?
Eh.
You'll be fine, dwarf. I believe in you.
I don't want to accept 10 surrenders.
I wonder if they'd follow us around though. Oh, the small rusty small chests are addictive. I'm assuming it's giving me like stuff. I haven't actually been watching. Hey, there's an anvil. We should knock it over. I'm like, if we're able to just knock over an anvil, like, why couldn't they just knock it back?
Gravity doesn't work that.
Yeah, but if one of us knocks it over, I'll bet two of them could pick it up.
Slows them down.
It slows them down, sure. Alright, so what does this rusty chest give me? A Gorgoroth crafting bundle. You got a whole bunch of other stuff. What'd you get? You got... Alpha got a Gorgoroth crafting bundle, 8 chunks of skarn, a chunk of high-grade Doomfold skarn, and a black adamant. And I got some Doomfold parchments. Okay. That seems like quite a bit of good stuff in that little chest. Wait, we can each check it?
No, they interrupted me.
Oh, okay. Somehow I'm still too busy to check it. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, hey, we finished. Many forge workers being defeated. Excellent. Oh yeah, the large crafting carryalls right now are on sale, by the way, for a quarter of their normal price. So normally they're like 2,000 Lutra points. How can I be too busy to check the chest? I don't... What you talking about, Willis? Oh, hey. Oh, what? Oh, it opens. I thought it was one of those chests you need a black key for. I'm like, no! Interesting. Okay, sorry. Distracted a bit. Lost track of what I was doing. What was I saying? Oh, they're crafting mats. Okay, thanks, Egg Arthur. That's very cool. Trumpet Monkey says, hello, did they introduce the new update with Hobbit lore masters yet? No, they have not, and I'm very excited for when they do. Because I am very much wanting to play a Hobbit lore master. Like, okay, so B4's over here asking me if I'm going to start another character. And I was, but I've come up with a solution to this because I have a lore master on Treebeard that's one of my backup characters. So, like, my characters on Treebeard kind of fall into a number of categories. Like, I've got my main character, and she's a Hobbit. And then I have my other main character that I started with, but I don't play her as a main anymore. So she's my, I've capped her at 45. And so she's the one that consumes the legendary pucks for me. And that helps me get the legendary item experience for the legendary track. So legendary a few more times. For this legendary items reward track, right? So the lowest level character you can use for that, the better you'll do, because they get more experience on for the track. Hang on. Oh, we finished the machine parts. Cool. Hang on, let me look at these. And we destroyed a bunch of weapons. Awesome. Okay, so he's ready for us. And let's see. He says, let's try to see those orcs forge new weapons now. Oh, even more difficult for them, if not outright impossible. Okay. He went over and stood on the cliff's edge and saw a rather large movement of orcs and trolls moving from south to north on the floor of the valley. So he wants us to go see what they're up to. Nothing good. There may be treasure in it or knowledge worth having. Any enemies you defeat while you search will also help others among our soldiers. So there's no waste of effort. Sure. Okay, so let's go look at these troop movements. Oh, we're getting on our horses. Okay. I thought you were just playing your trumpet. Why not both? Anyway, so so let's see. Okay, so my old main character, oh, did you just go down? Oops. Is now my runes consumer. Okay, so she's got a job, but I don't adventure with her anymore. And then I did want to do more in, I wanted to check out the new Yondershire, and I'd already done a bunch of it with my main, and I wanted to kind of start it over. So I took one of my hobbits, and so she's out there checking out, I think my captain, because I have one of every class on Treebeard. So I already have a lore master, and she's been one of my backup mains, like, because I was going to go into Moria with one of our kinnies that had never been into Moria before. So, and he was very excited because he loves playing dwarves. So I really wanted to go and experience that with him, but our schedules were not like working out and stuff like that. So he's ended up going into Mordor without me, and that's fine. Like, I'm just having him catch me up every now and then, like how much fun he's having. But I did get my lore master prepped to go in and go do that with him. So she's just hanging about. There's a ring, yeah, that direction, like surrounded by things. But oh, that's a possible quest. Never mind. Won't worry about that. So I think I'm going to take that lore master. What's that? Started movements? Oh, we studied the troop movements down here. Now we're out. Because I've already got some of, like, how you could get the different skins for your animals. You can have different versions of, like, you know, the bog lurker that you can pull out, or different versions of the bear that you can have, and things like that. So I decided that I don't want to start a new lore master. I'm just going to race change my existing lore master and then see what that does. Because then I can just keep the progress that she already had. So that'll be cool. And then I'll play her on Treebeard, and maybe I'll go around and get, like, go back to the Shire and get all the deeds and stuff. So I might make, you know, just go do a bunch of deeds and see how that, Slayer deeds and things like that. Now, I'm kind of disappointed that they took away the aggressive stance with lore master pets, because I really liked being able to follow my pet and let them grab aggro. And then I could just stand behind like I do as a hunter and be like, pew, 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 pew. I'll just have to send them after things. So I'll just have to make sure I have that button really prominent, that where you're like, shoot the thing I'm talking about. You know, that thing. Shoot the thing I'm looking at. I'm going to grab this chest because it's got stuff in it. Let's see if whatever we're in combat with finally catches up to us or not. Hey, there it is. We have an archer. There we go. Not anymore. Hey, Robin. So, did we find the orcs and trolls? Yes. We found dead orcs and trolls too. Seems they argued amongst themselves and died from the infighting. How very like orcs. I do not doubt they would pose more of a threat if they could work together. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is that's why we got to keep an eye on these people. But their penchant for squabbling leaves them vulnerable to even their own fellows. Yeah, that's useful. Weak-minded creatures, absence of sorrow, and they don't know what to do. Right, and that's why we got to keep an eye on is make sure somebody who does have like some strong will doesn't come and organize these guys. Yeah, and they can still pose a threat in great numbers anyway. Did you see Anoth while you traveled? We did not. Interesting. He says he climbed up here with him, but he left shortly afterward and has not returned. I hope he's all right. Yeah, right. All right, so now we have something called The Cruel History of Durthang. Did you speak to Anoth in Cirith Gorgor? I don't know. So as they traveled together, he spoke to his ancestors, the Thrandrim, and told me all their sad history. Oh, yeah, this is one of the guys, one of the people at the beginning that we talked to, and yeah, they were basically wiped out, I think, by the orcs or something like that. So yes, he told me all their sad history, and he holds in his heart the grief of their deaths, even though most of them died more than 1,000 years ago. He desired to go to the fortress of Durthand, which was their watch point, and reclaim it from any orcs who possess it. I thought these were courageous words, but as I look out on these dark skies, I wonder if it was a touch of the fool in these words. Anoth might be right, might be in the right, but he is only one person, and Durthand could still be filled with orcs. Nice banner. We should go find him. Dissuade him from this course. Oh yeah, so this guy desires wealth and treasure, and he doesn't understand anybody seeking anything else. But Anoth is seeking, like, I think redemption and revenge for his ancestors. Okay, so there's a fortress there, and it was called Durthand, but now, we don't know what the orcs call it. Okay, so we'll go and try and see if we can't find this guy who's kind of wandering a little bit. Okay, so let's see what we got here in the chitty chat. Yes, Trumpet Monkey. The idea of a Hobbit lore master, I think is fun. I know some people are like, wait, it breaks lore, but I don't think it. I mean, like how? When I think of hobbits, I think of people who are really good with animals, right? Like they're good with plants, they're good with animals, they're good with trees, they're good with, food, like anything kind of down to earth. Seems like that's their jam. So a hobbit who is really good with animals seems like a no-brainer to me. All right, so we found the guy. He tells us to be careful. He's already drawn the ire of the orcs that defend the fortress, and they've sent a number of arrows his way. He returned the favor. Let's see. It was called Durthand, and now they call it Durthang in mockery of the original name. That is another insult for me to avenge, and I will do it. Would you hear the tale of the Thrandrim? He'll recount it to us, and we'll know why he wants to take this place from the orcs. The tale is emblazoned in his memory. It'll be a simple matter. It is very well known to him. Okay, sure. Oh, it's a solo quest. After the last alliance of men and elves defeated Sauron, so back a while ago, he raised his tower to the ground. A watch was placed on Gorgoroth. The men of Gondor built many fortifications within Mordor, like the towers of the Black Gate, and the Shadow Guard, and Durthand. More than 1,000 years, these folks maintained their vigil, but even the most important watches must wane, he says. Okay, so let's see. B4 says, until we exhaust our supply of them, anyway, the runes. Now that heritage runes don't drop from instances, is there a good source for them? And Agartha replied that heritage runes still drop from instances, but only from mobs, not from boss chests. So, that's right. That's cool. Yeah, Trumpet Monkey, you just start a completely new character and enjoy the Shire starting levels again. I know, right? There's a temptation to start that over. I don't know. I figure if I do start a new lore master, I would probably want to do it on a server where I don't already have a lore master going. So I don't know. I can't decide. Okay, so he's heard tales of the bravery of the Thranduil for all of his life. They were shining light of Gondor's goodness, blazing with the shadows of within the shadows of Mordor. So let's see it. Let's see. You know, go back in time. In our mind's eye, we see it so clearly. Wow, cool tower. Okay, this was the fortress. It was assailed many times, but still stands in defiance of Mordor. He knows the names of most of these people. So Weir Willow is saying that some of lore mastering is knowing the secret words of power and spell casting, and that's where people are having an issue with hobbits because they don't think hobbits should be magic users. So yeah, deep study and learning of the wider history of the world and other languages was not a pursuit of most hobbits, and that's true. That's true. They did like the staying at home business. Oh, let's see. Assassins crept into the tower. So Weir Willow says she's not against seeing this in game. Yeah, if such lore was interpreted too literally, we probably wouldn't have any Hobbit adventurers at all, or they'd all be like, you know, boffins and, well, they'd be from like 4 families or 5 families maybe, and that's it. Uh-oh, the tower has been cut off. The people here are alone. The morale of the defenders was set back. King Ernil tried to send reinforcements, but they just couldn't get past the gate. Ah, the Thranduil don't know though. They think they were just abandoned. Aw, that's sad. Wow, food stores ran low. People are starving. That's pretty sad. Okay. He's tarried overlong. He's going to hasten up and finish up his story a little quicker. Okay. So, by the onset of winter, only a few people are still around. Only a few people survived. And then, that's when the forces of Mordor came. 3 only there are, but they're figures out of Nightmare. 2 are the beings we've come to know as the Nazgul, the ring wraiths of Sauron. And the 3rd might have been a man, but he has become something else. He is Ugrokor, the captain of the pit. And he now comes with an offer to these starving guys. They're like, state your business and go. They're like, where's everybody else? This can't be all that remains. Sadly, it sounds like they're like, yeah, there's more inside. And this guy from Mordor can clearly see that they're out of food and starving and stuff. I am moved to pity, he says. I doubt that, but sure, we'll see what he says. Let's take a better look at him. He's just got a big helmet on. We can't tell what's going on in there. And then this grim Sauron is actually a, yeah. All right. He wants them to surrender. They're like, bah. You're a fool to think we'll surrender. He says, I might come back, maybe tomorrow, maybe a month, maybe a year. Will you still be alive to accept my offer? I mean, I think he kind of has got their number, hasn't he? Huh. He says if they surrender, they'll get safe passage through the Black Gate. I mean, is he... That's a tempting offer, I would think. If I'm sitting there and I'm starving, and you know that they're going to just overrun you. Should they have refused? Oh, every man there knew that this guy was a liar. But the pit of despair into which they had fallen could not be surmounted. They had been hardy men, but a year of starvation and fear must have taken its toll. No doubt the fear was made stronger by the presence of the Nazgul, of course. That's a good point. But he says he can understand the draw of even the faintest of hopes. So they did surrender, and the tower was lost. All right. So now we're out in North Athelion. So we're outside of what there, that was where we were, and now we're out here. A very lovely place. They set aside their weapons and they marched out. The gate opened, they passed through the gate, and then the archers shot them. Well, that's pretty rude. All of them were slain save one. Why, you vile creature? Why did you do this? They passed the Black Gate unharmed. That's what he promised, that they could go past the Black Gate unharmed, but nothing afterwards was promised. And they let one person live, probably so the tale could be told, is what am I guessing. Go to the White City, tell them a new captain rules the pit. Yeah. Yeah. So Halanon is probably an ancestor of this guy then. Yep. Oh, this story is his account is kept in the archives of Minas Tirith. So back to our conversation about Hobbit lore masters. Talking about before says canonically Bilbo and Frodo both spoke Elvish, and Bucklanders swim and sail. Hobbits live in Breetown. So yeah, I mean, hobbits are not a monolith. Sure. Absolutely. But yes, exactly, as Werewolf points out, Bucklanders are considered to be weird at the exception. Oh, interesting. Urgar Kor has himself continued to remind people of, he's been around, he's like slipped into Gondor. Even 1,000 years later, he sometimes slips around to Gondor and leaves behind shields of the people that he got rid of, the people they killed. But now we know the tale. That is a pretty cruel guy. Yes, and the same is for Frodo and Bilbo, that they were unusual. As is noted in the book, they were the talk of the whole neighborhood. Every single Hobbit adventurer would be the exception, and you can only have so many exceptions. Sure. Yeah, exactly. It would be a lot of exceptions. So if we were to go straight along with, oh, everybody is weird. So it was on that day that only one of the Thranduil came out alive from Mordor. Halanon survived. But he was ever changed, and he swore to avenge his fallen friends and kin. He never did, but on his deathbed he asked his sons to remember and swear that they would do, and then the sons pass it on to their sons, and so on. But now he's here, and it's his turn. So the host of the West arose, defeated Sauron's enemies in battle. The borders of Mordor were breached. Sauron was destroyed. Can this be anything other than the vengeance of the Thranduil, long delayed but finally delivered? Indeed. Hey, let's check out these gloves. Alright. Huh. It's got like a little gem in the middle. That's cute. Whoa. Fancy. Wow. Those are super fancy. Do I need new gloves? Oh, I kind of do. Wow. My current gloves aren't very good compared to some of these. Well, darn. I like the other ones, but I probably should get these. Alright. I went ahead and put them on. They're better than my current gloves by a good portion. My health just went up like a couple thousand, so. Yeah, my gloves were getting old, I guess. We've been just rolling, and I haven't been paying that close of attention to my armor and weaponry and stuff. So, let's see. Okay, so Ugrakor betrayed the Thrend more than 1,000 years ago, but my heart tells me that he lives still, either through some dark art of Sauron's or some other vile sorcery. Whatever the means of his persistence, I'm glad of it because now I can be his undoing. But he swears he hasn't abandoned his caution. He doesn't want to ruin this with haste. So, let's see. He's seen orcs, but not so many as probably were here during the war. So, he's thinking the place doesn't have as many defenders as they want them to think. So, we're going to enter the fortress, see what's going on inside, defeat enemies, see if there's any prisoners, set them free. Okay. Oops. Hey, I want to follow you. Okie dokie. My feet are fast. I do have my leafy feet on. Oh, well, that might make a difference. That's true. I forgot we just done a bunch of solo stuff. Oh, we have Black Numenorians again. So before saying, I think that the more a society has social rules to enforce conformity, the less likely that conformity is natural. You wouldn't need to constantly remind your young hobbits not to be weird if it was that unnatural. So you're saying we have to keep reminding hobbits not to go wandering because their natural state is to go wandering?
I think it's a reflection of his own rigid British social norms.
I see. Before I was thinking that maybe some of the rigid British social norms might be creeping in there a little bit. Those that the author would have grown up with, lived with. That reminds me of my ex-husband when I would say I want to go to France. He was British. I'd say I want to go to France, and he'd say, why would you want to do that? It's full of French people. He was not an adventurer or a traveler. As a he was more of a, well, he was not a Bucklander. he was not a Baggins. He was a traditional hobbit, I guess, in that respect. Oh, I should put my white stuff back on again. The light oil. Because so I've been trying to use light oil on my weaponry because Athel there does a, what is it, this blast, the thing of Elendil, Call of Orome. And it makes them more sensitive to light damage. So then I use my light oil, light mitigation. So then I use my light oil, thinking hopefully it helps. Hey, I see a rusty chest. Ooh, an ornate chest. Is that a you thing? Oh no. Oh, it started a quest. Alright. Okay. We'll be exploring this tower for a while, so we might find a few other chests about. What is that? Sorcerer's Bauble. Oh, we're gonna break baubles. Okay. It's very alliterative. I like alliteration.
I think we missed out. Yeah, break bountiful baubles.
Yeah, there we go. Break bountiful baubles. Break. Well, but you want sorcerers in there, I guess. Whoa, you just made a whole bunch of friends. And more are coming. Okay. Exciting. Oh, I should re-up my foods, apparently. Alright. Yes, break bountiful baubles. I think that's a good one. Thank you. There is an ornate chest. Oh, upstairs. No, I don't want that yet. Soot smudged page. We probably don't want that. Here's an ornate chest over here by these guys. Ah. Alright, so we're exploring the tower. Well, which way do we want to go? Oh, here's a small rusty chest. We want to go that way first, and then we'll go. The door goes somewhere? All right.
Let's try this.
Okay, we're gonna try this door over here. Why not? Oh.
That's the back door.
It's a back door. Oh my gosh, it really is like a little back door. That's funny. Okay, so we found a way to get out. All right, I see stairs going up, but we're looking for a dungeon. So really we want to head down. Nice. Okay. There's another door. Oh. Oh, all right. We see stairs down. Excellent. Cool, cool, cool. We could just fall down. I'll bet there's another way down. I bet we don't have to fall. Oh, we see a cell door, though. Let's check and see if anybody's in there. Oh, we have to break it? Oh, funny. All right. We let somebody out. You're welcome. Run. We'll clear the way. Well, we've cleared the way somewhat already. I don't know if I had to click on the person to get them to leave or not. Hmm? Door. Let's check this door. Prisoner's cell is already dead and beyond rescue. I think the already dead part puts them pretty well beyond rescue. I mean, we could take them out and give them to their next of kin, I suppose. But I don't know. I mean, our bags hold a lot, but it seems strange, the idea of putting people in a bag. Okay. Here's another. Wow, this place is just full of cell doors. We should probably check everywhere then. Hey, hey, we found a person. Is this a trick? Is this for real? Can it be? Yes, run! Run away! A Nirnhoth prisoner. Mordor. We're checking Mordors in Mordor. I started following a puns Twitter account. It's fantastic. Huh. That was Azuron the Wily. Wonder if he was going to join our little party. Yeah? You found some stairs down? Oh, our NPC is here. Awesome. Where is he? Oh, there he is. There's a chest down below. Alright. Oh, hey. He's like, hang on. What did that guy say his name was? I know that name. Irzan the Wily was a Kundalar leader who fought against Gondor. He's like, it's one thing to free the downtrodden of their captivity, but that was no villager or farmer. That was a battle-hardened Easterling warrior. He has slain soldiers of Gondor and rangers of Ithilien both. You have to get him back. Okay, so go search in the fortress. Yeah, right? I'm getting mixed messages here. If we hurry, we might be able to catch him before he escapes and does any further injury to Gondor. Or, you know, maybe he could be just, we could talk to him and be like, hey, don't attack Gondor, because we freed you. So maybe that would be a thing. And he'd be like, okay. Oh, I was seeing if there was anything down below so we wanted to do. You think I might be able to find him? All right, let's see if I can find him by this way. Let's see. Well, he is not listed that way. Nope. So it's possible we're not going to have combat with him.
Let's go to the northeast section.
Okay, we're going to go to the northeast section. There's a way down here. Are we not going down? We're going up? Okay. Okay. I get a little turned around and lost in things sometimes. He said something about check the southeastern section of the fortress here. Always cracks me up when they come running and they're like, oh! Like, who goes into battle like that? Makes it really easy to, like, shoot you with arrows, don't you think? It's funny. Oh, apparently this is the northeast. Okay, got it, got it. Yeah, sure. I'll go with you on that. And down some stairs and up some stairs. Or down some more. I'm thinking maybe he's down this way. Let's take a look. We have a vault guard. The guard of the vault has been recently attacked. Yeah, this might be the place. That Easterling wretch got the jump on me, but I gave him as good as I got. Not enough to stop him from rooting around in the vault, but he'll be as good as dead before he's gone a dozen steps. The trinket he took won't do him any good. He won't know how to use it. Interesting. You must be in league with him, and now you'll die the same as he will. Alright, well, we're not, but sure, we can have a conversation with you that ends with you not making it out of the room. It was a boring conversation anyway. Hang on, there's another bubble. Oh, I've only got one bubble. Maybe it's not worth the bubbles. Okay, oh, I found another ornate chest though. Hey, it's in this vault looking place. That's kind of cool. Oh wow, and there's another one across. Alright, we might get the coffers done. The ornate chests. Let's see if there's any more. A rusty... Oh, wait, there's stuff in here. It's very dark. There we go. Had a wall across there. Alright, so I'm half done with the thingabobbers. Alright. Yeah, I had a feeling that the guy was going to be more story thing. Alright, so we gotta talk to our NPC guy outside of the fortress. So the baubles will probably not be all destroyed. I really love it when you hit an orc with something like a bard's arrow or one of the other things that like sends them away, like that fears them, because they often like stick their arms up in the air and they run away like, oh. It cracks me up. That's not our person. Where's our guy? Well, he should be right around here.
He's down the hill.
Okay. Whoa, those are some stairs. Get a nosebleed on those. I got a ring behind us. Yeah, talk to... Here, I mean... Nope, that's the Black Numenorian warrior. Mine says chapter 1.3, unintentions, and it says talk to him outside Dirthing.
And you're tracking that one?
Yeah. Oh, now it's ahead of us. That's weird. It was behind before.
Send outside Dirthing.
But you're right, there he is. Hello. Well, he saw the guy fleeing from the fortress, and he wasn't able to catch him. Some archers fired at him, but they missed. We told him about the artifact. He's like, what might he have taken from the vault? We don't know. And we don't know why he was being held captive here, but it doesn't change the fact that he was responsible for the deaths of many good people. Now he feels responsible about having him set free, so we want to track him down. Okay. So, we're going to go and try and find him. And I won't track any of those other things that we almost finished. Or didn't finish, didn't come close to finishing. All of the above. Are we going straight or are we turning? Okay. Whoa!
Well, there's much to do here. Black Book of Mordor.
Oh, okay. So while there's a lot we could do over here, we're being sent way over here now. Okay. Because we're trying to stay focused on just the epic stuff, the main storyline, so we can get all of the stuff before the server closes. And we were doing stuff in the wastes. We had to do some extra quests over there, but that was mainly just to, because we had to do like 30 quests in that region in order to get that checked off, and then it satisfied the deed we were working on. So it's really funny. We have the 2 cats now, and they're being very cute these days. They're definitely becoming more and more social with us. In fact, like last night when I went to bed, the older one, she's been very social with me, and she climbed up and was laying on the bed with me. And then the skittish one, oh no, he came up first. The skittish one came up first and was like lying against me. And then the other one, she came up and was like lying by my feet. It was very cute. So they are definitely getting more and more comfortable with us and being in space with us and stuff. So she's been lying in here a lot these days. In fact, earlier she came up and she was laying across my lap. She does that periodically, especially earlier in the day. And then she was like chittering at the back door because there was a pigeon outside, and she was watching that. And, but yeah, they, of course, now that I'm streaming, they're both upstairs asleep, I think. Of course. Right? Tempting to like go grab a cat, bring him down. They don't really care for being picked up, although I'm working on it with them. Casper was in the kitchen yesterday, and I picked him up and walked him over to the cat tower. I can't remember if you can see it on my stream, but it's like over in the corner here. And yeah, I walked him over to the cat tower and set him on it, and he didn't like freak out or anything as I was doing. Okay, many foes occupy the Eisenmouth. Did he come this way? We'll never know. Or maybe we'll defeat some enemies here and find out. So we have options. The message can be read. Oh, show the message you recovered to Arnoth. Okay. Oh, and the message can be seen in your inventory. Here we go. This is what I want. All right. It says, to the captain of the pit. Uberkor, Lord of Durthang. Oh, my guards did the best they could, but we can't shut the Eisenmouth as you commanded. The blast of heat from the mountain bent and twisted the doors, and now they cannot be fully shut. Some few passed through before we received your command, but we've now turned away orcs and Easterlings alike. None will get past us. I will send this message to you with one of my finer runners. May he reach you quickly. Signed, the Keeper of Karak Angren. Okay, so we want to tell the guy the information that we know while I get shot at from behind, but that's okay. We'll outrun him pretty fast. Okay, he's back here at the crossroads. Got it. So I keep hoping that the cats will come and be on stream for you. I think Gato was on stream last time, though, so that's nice. Well, hey, while we're here, I'm going to grab this Skarn, because there was... Oh, it's Gorgoroth Skarn. Never mind. I really got to get myself to a forge and stuff. Maybe I'll do that while you're streaming. It says, okay, what is this? Did Azorin come this way? We don't know. We show him the message, and he considers it. Says that's very interesting. Urgrokar must have commanded these orcs to close the Eisenmouth, but the doors were ruined by the blast from the Orodun and the upheavals of Mordor, so they couldn't shut them all the way. Fortuitous enough for us, but it seems they have turned Easterlings away and not permitted them to pass the gate. Did they turn this guy away? Is he still here? Alright, so we're going to go search for him in an Easterling camp. There's one somewhere to the north. This guy's thinking maybe he'll try and return to his people. Okay. This north? Okay. We've discovered a path to Rudvorn, which is where the Easterlings are. So we've been told. So this is a whole area that, yeah, I haven't like explored at all on other servers. On Evernight, we were going through with our completionist characters, and we did get, oh, how far did we get? I'm trying to remember if we did the Battle of Minas Tirith. I think we were, yeah, approaching that. So, yeah, we were, wait, slow. Okay, here we go. And then Treebeard opened, and so we liked Anor. We were playing on Anor for a while, and, you know, it was what we were looking for with the progression server and that sort of thing. But it had already started well before we were playing. In fact, I was playing on it by myself for a while before it started. And oh, you know what? I'm just going to turn that off. It's going to make me sad to see stuff I can't pick up. There's no sign of the guy. If he came here, he's gone now. Okay. We'll let that guy know. So when Treebeard was opening, so one of the things that Anor was, for me, it was too fast, and for both of us. Like we just cannot keep up with. Oh. I may have found some friends too. Cool, thanks. Okay, well, they found each other. Convenient. He's just sitting by the road. Sure, what's up? He says, I know you all have followed my trail. Do you rejoice to pursue a man who has done nothing? There is no kindness in your heart, no forgiveness. I am Eorzen the humble, nothing more. When I escaped Durthang, I thought to build my strength, find my allies, and rain destruction upon my jailers and the great multitude of my enemies, but it is not to be. I first went to the Eisenmouth, but the guards would not let me pass. I went to my old camp, home to my servants and my sworn men both, and found them hostile to me. They have given Ortakul the command, and all my servants and all my sworn men look upon me as a coward, unwelcome stain upon the Kundalar, conspirators and ingrates, all of them. I sat down by the road, me, this once mighty Azerin, fallen so low as to have no place in all the world. I'm not welcome in Gorgoroth. Even the orcs spit upon me, and there's no place for me with my own kind, despite my long military service, an impressive chain of deeds and titles. Gondor, don't make me laugh. Vile pursuers, Gondor would not welcome one such as me, and I care not for that invading land anyway. I've been waiting here for you to catch up and put an end to this miserable day. I surrender to you. Do with me what you will, but if you levy death upon me now, you will shame yourself and all you claim to honor. I am Azorin twice in prison, first by one side, then the other. What do you call yourself? I've heard more impressive names. Truly, I've worn them myself. He says, do you want this trinket? It's of no use to me. I stole it, for I thought it might be useful. I wanted a valuable artifact to barter with some self-important greed-blinded fool. You can have it. Well, there we go. The heirloom he stole has an unpleasant aura about it. He's like, I don't believe a sad story, do you? He was called Eorzen the Wily for a reason. The guy clenches and unclenches his fist with frustration. Well, we can't kill him. He surrendered, and, you know, this tale he weaves is one of despair, whether I believe it or not. If we slay him now, we'd be no better than Ugrikor, who betrayed the Thorandrum. But we gotta keep a close eye on him, and don't forget he's our enemy. That our other enemies have cast him aside doesn't absolve him of guilt of his crimes. And let's see, the trinket he gave you, he thinks a study of it should be reserved for Mithrandir. He says, I feel a great deal of evil emanating from it, and shouldn't the wizard ensure it's not a devious trick of this guy before we accept it? It's a small curio, easily held in one hand, and its design is not one of Mordor. He thinks it was fashioned elsewhere. It may be that its stay in the vault has imbued it with some unpleasant aura that surrounds it. So bring it to the wizard and see what he thinks. Okay. So we're to bring this along. Now I've lost my companion. He stepped away. So let's see. Bring the corrupted trinket to Mithrandir just inside the ruined Black Gate. Wait. Way back at the beginning? Oh yeah, way back at the beginning. You know, I should have checked to see if there was like a if there was a campsite fire there, but I didn't see one. Because man, those are handy. I love having a campsite fire as a hunter. That travel skill that we have. Let's see, not crafting facility, but what's it called? Campsite. Maybe that one. Oh, interesting. There's one up there. Wouldn't have expected that. Up at the top, but yeah, hopefully we don't need to go there. So anyway, so yeah, Anor was going too fast for us because it was releasing the next expansion about every 4 months or so, and we just couldn't keep up. And so when they announced that they were doing Treebeard, which would be every 6 months, and you'd get even less experience because we were also over leveling really quickly. So that was definitely more what we were looking for. So we got to go back to Gandalf, back at the entrance.
Shall we use a milestone?
I guess a milestone makes sense. To which one? To Udon Foothold? Okay. That might be close. Aww. Oh, he went to go look at the cats. I was wondering where he went. He just disappeared. Poof. He went to go look for the cats. One of them is upstairs on the tippy-top floor, sleeping away, snoozing away. Now wait, there's a oh, we're at this spot. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I was thinking, hey, we could get to this place. We're already there. Okay, and then we'll just ride out to Gandalf. Yeah, that we can do. Sorry, Mithrandir. It's hard not to call him Gandalf. So yeah, so we're going to be riding around in this desolate place for a little while today. I think that's another reason why I keep hanging around like in the Shire and Bree and stuff like that, because the story just gets darker and darker, and so does like the setting and everything as you go along. And you kind of like miss the green fields and all the pubs, and I don't know, it's just a different atmosphere. And while I'm feeling like there's some hope here because we're doing good things and helping out, but I don't know, it's a very destroyed area. Alright, so what's this talk of prisoners? You have brought an Easterling out of Mordor? So we tell him about the guy, hand over the artifact. He says, yeah, it's not an heirloom of Mordor, but it is wreathed with corruption. He'll see if there's anything he can learn from it. We should not trouble ourselves with the guy or his purloined gift. Both will be watched, and we'll see what we might be learned from either. Okay, cool. So adventurers who have sojourned into Gorgoroth have reported a great deal of discomfort, not only of the spirit but of the body. The air is filled with choking fumes and unhealthy vapors. But there's some definitely being produced by the mines and foundries of Anglach. So we have a number of restorative drafts that should bring a comfort to the adventurers running around here. So go there, give these out, and tell them to get out of there. Yeah, every moment they breathe this stuff brings them closer to harm and further from real recovery. There we go. Yeah, the Shire's not on fire. Like, there's stuff on fire here. Alright, let's go find these foundries. There are brighter places. Yeah, Mordor is rough, says Weirwillow. Thankfully, you get two gorgeous Elvis Felgoth and bright, happy Dale. Oh, alright, alright. See, like, all these things that I just have not, had the occasion to see yet. So I just thought it was just dark, 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 and it just keeps getting darker and darker. I was like, well, I guess. Because that's how it seems, right? Yeah, as you just keep going through everything, like, the darkest day or the day with no day, where they just turned everything to night and there's no sun and all that. Oh, okay, and then we're going to turn. Hey, and there's a campsite fire up there, I noticed, while you're away. I think we turn here, right? Don't we turn here? What? Oh, diggity dang it. Alright, hang on. I'll find my way back out. I'm coming.
That's some random porch stairs.
Okay. Whoa! Maybe here? Oh, okay. Alright. Awesome. The Vales of Anduin. Well, we've seen the Vales of Anduin when we did Bee's Big Business, right?
No, that's Lost in Ark.
Oh, that's Lost in Ark. Have we seen the Vales of Anduin?
You've done the Bjorning starter.
Oh, I did do the Bjorning starter thing. Okay, so I've seen the Vales of Anduin from the Bjorning intro. But we haven't been there yet. Like, not adventuring. Not yet. So many bright places to come. Okay, well, that's good. Maybe that'll help me to get future characters through all these dark things. Because, man, like the color scheme here is, you know, gray, black, and a little bit of red fire, orangey fire. Like, that's our color scheme. Blacks and oranges. It's a little, you know, it's a little dark. Just a reminder, I'm drinking out of my Deco de Mieux mug. I try to remember to do that when I'm streaming. To remind people that, oh, hang on. To remind me, people at the foundries are choking with choking fumes. Bleh. Oh, hey, we got to give a restorative draft to this person over here. Anyway, thank you before for the link. That website is a fantastic resource for housing items. They have all of the housing items that you can find in Lotro listed on their website. It is a database of all the Lotro housing items. It's really awesome. And so they'll go and they'll take pictures of the of all the things, they get screenshots and put it up on their website and everything. It's really good. Hey, should I bind to this campfire, or do you think we're coming back here? Okay, it's probably more useful than the wastes, so sure, we'll take that one. All right, let's see. I see another person up here. Brambeth. Okay.
Oh, I missed one outside.
I did get the one outside.
Oh.
So just what I needed. I'm leaving while I still can. I think that is a great idea. All right, Beleth. He's like, what have you done? You've stopped my men from their tasks. I lead this group of adventurers, and if they're not fighting orcs or searching for treasures, they're not doing their jobs. The air here is foul, that's true, but they're strong. They can't use that as an excuse. If you wish to be of help, you can make your way into the mine. It is delved behind the foundries and descends beneath us for a great distance. Who knows what treasures await us there? If you care so much for the lives of these people, you'd be doing them a service if you thinned out some of the foes that lurk in the mine. You might find some treasure too. Bring it out here, and I will return with my men back to the gate so they can recover, but not before. Well, what a joy you are. I don't want to do anything for you, except for maybe toss you over the edge. Alright, we'll do it for the men. That's fair. So they don't have to keep working under this idiot, possibly. Alright, well, I'm glad that there's so many bright places to come. So yeah, so our plan on Treebeard is to continue what we've been doing, which is like, you know, search every corner, do every nook and cranny, you know, every quest, every deed, all of it. With at least one character. Like, currently we're just doing one character. And that's probably what we'll keep doing for now. So these characters are likely to just kind of like chill out once the server is... Oh, I guess I don't need to do that. Once the server closes and we are sent away. Hang on. I picked up a quest, I've dropped it. You want to fall down?
I want to.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright,
we need to find the stairs down.
we need to find some stairs down. Because apparently we can't fall down. I think I saw some stairs over this way? Nope, maybe that's just infrastructure. Alright. Yeah, that's true. Follow the critters. Well, sometimes they know where to find a way down. This reminds me of the place where the Stout Axe dwarves get their start. I wonder if it's the same place. I've only done one stout axe dwarf. Is this an elevator? No. I keep thinking I'm seeing stairs or something, but maybe not. No, I don't think I'm seeing stairs. Ah. But there's corridors and stuff over here, so maybe there's something over this way. Well, I see a bunch of open stuff. What do I think? This way?
Sure.
There's an instance this reminds me of. Okay, there we go. Cool. Big spider. You don't think stout axes start in Barad-dûr? It's oh, you think they start in Barad-dûr? That's a zone or two over. Okay. Yeah, maybe it just has a similar structure look to it. You know, same architectural style. You know how these things go in phases, right? So this was like, you know, early Third Age Mordorian style. You see it all across. It was all the rage. Oh, so I was listening to the Tolkien professor recently, because I like his Exploring Middle-earth. Oh wait, is that the right one? Yeah, where he goes. He has a Exploring Middle-earth series. I think that's the series I'm listening to. Where basically he'll spend like the first part of the stream going over some pages in the in you know, like Fellowship of the Ring is where he's at, and the ones I'm reading or watching, and like kind of going through it section by section. So they were just like meeting Tom Bombadil, for example, and then the second, like at the very end, they'll do like a field trip where he'll go somewhere in Lotro, and it may be related to, you know, the stuff he was just talking about. So. Oh right, we need orcs, huh? Orcs in the mines. How about a forge worker? I hear they're good. There you are. So he was talking about Tom Bombadil's house and the way it was described, and pointing out that it kind of had a bit of a Hobbit hole vibe to it. So there was chatter, I guess, and Egg Arthur, you might have been there because this was from like 4 or 5 years ago. There was chatter in the on the side in the chat about you know, were they built around the same time, like Hobbit holes, Hobbit burrows and such of the Shire, you know, and Tom Bombadil's house and things like that. I think the conclusion was no, they would not have been built around the same time. But it was an interesting mental exercise to listen to. Found another forge worker. Well, that's oh, I need a forge worker slave. Yeah, that's a good point, before. He says maybe his house feels comfortable to whatever visitor. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Alright, we defeated many slaves and orc forge workers whose eyes burnt with a feral anger that could not be tempered. Well, should I take us to the campsite fire?
Yeah.
See, that'll be convenient. That fire is convenient. Yeah, it's so funny. I can't remember where my stout axe started. You're probably right. It's probably somewhere else. One of the things that came up was, yeah, like, does his house get, does he do different things for different visitors, you know? I mean, like, that's an interesting question. Okay, so he said, this is all you found? These few baubles are the most treasures you could wrest from the mines? The places of great shadow will hold greater rewards, and we are on the outskirts of the lands that were his. Perhaps greater treasures will be found where the grip of the shadow is stronger. Or perhaps you did not know where to look. Just as soon as my men have recovered from breathing, I'm just going to stop there. We'll be back. The real treasure must be hidden deeper in the mine. He says, a deal spoken is a deal done. I'll do as I said, and my men will have a few days to rest and recover before we return. Yeah, can we, like, get this guy out of here? Maybe let his men go do other things? Alright, talk to Mithrandir. So, the milestone to the Udon Foothold. Okay. Can you turn on my lamp? One or the other, please? Oh, that's good. Thank you. Agar there says maybe Tom reads the D&Co Discord and changes to the latest fashions. Well, I wonder if there's something about, like, how he considers what would be comfortable, because he just knows everything, right? Like, Tom's just kind of, like, he's been around forever. So he kind of knows what different people would find comfortable. Like, so when the hobbits were there, they had, like, you know, hot bath water and, you know, comfortable slippers and yeah, and it felt very cozy and Hobbit hole-esque, you know, whereas, like, if somebody came from, I don't know, Gondor or something, would there be, like, or if somebody came from Rohan, would there be more horses about? And, you know, it's just, yeah, would Tom focus on different things? Or Goldberry, whoever's sorting it out, the pair of them. Anyway, he spent a lot of time at the poems, and that was really interesting because there's a meter in the poems, and it's a different kind of meter depending on, you know, who is, what kind of poem it is. So if it's a Hobbit poem, it's often, you know, da-da, 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 da-da. All right. Let's see. He saw a group of treasure seekers returning, and I know that you did your duty and compelled them to return. They do not value their lives as greatly as they value their treasure. If they continue on this course, they'll have neither. Treasure makes fools of all men. To linger so near the mines and foundries is unwise for these seekers of treasure, or indeed for any. Who can say what foul work was undertaken for Sauron, and what terrible craft was done in the name of his war there? But this guy, he laughs coldly. He fancies himself a wizard, does he? He knows about wizards and wants nothing to do with them. They are not as wise as they claim to be, nor as impartial. He says none know what was made at Anglach, but that is already not right, for I know. The great ram Grond was made there, and wreathed about with spells. He saw it destroy the gate of the tall city himself, and if things had gone otherwise, there would have been no stopping it. He was in the war councils, this guy. He heard the plans for Grond. Can this so-called wizard claim that? No, he cannot. It was a matter of pride for me that I was included, but now I have been replaced. The new guy will not last. At least that is a cause for comfort. This guy says he's impudent, he's impolite, and he's abrasive. He raises an eyebrow, and the faintest hint of a smile emerges beneath his beard. He may also be useful. I have an idea. So, Mordor has been closed to the eyes of Gondor for more than 1,000 years, ever since the fall of Durthand and the expulsion of the Thranduil. What transpired beneath the shroud of Gorgoroth maintained unknown to us, and it brewed a bitter cup of rumor and worry and fear. So that definitely helped Sauron, because he knew the uses of fear better than anybody else in Middle-earth. But we have one in our keeping who witnessed the last days of the War of the Ring from the other side. So, what did he see? What does he know? He claims that he was involved. Maybe that's true, maybe not. But there's no question that he may have knowledge of Sauron's lieutenants that we do not. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, the captioner was saying something, but it was still going, so it's fine. Let's see. Okay, so can he be forgiven of his crimes? If he can be, he might be given a new life in Gondor in exchange for the information he possesses and the power structure about what's going on here. So, talk to Aragorn, and because he's the one who would be making these decisions about, you know, would he be forgiven and whatnot. All right. I've already been approached about making a place for the Nirnholth in Gondor. Their enslavement in Mordor has stirred the hearts of the men who freed them, of the folk who freed them. I don't know if this guy merits the same treatment. The Nirnhoth were cruelly mistreated by their overlords. Freedom was just a distant, half-remembered tale to them, but this guy led armies against us. He commanded his people to fight during the war. Many good men died on Kundalar blades. It's not an easy choice. So he thinks about it. He says, the words of Mithrandir have not oft led me astray. He'll be given a new start in Gondor, and in return for the knowledge he can give for us about Mordor. So, go talk to the wagon driver and arrange for passage. Alright. Are you sure? The wagon driver might not be nice if I happy about this. Wait, is this the same guy with the sun? No. No, maybe not. The guy with the son who bought the barrel of nails? Okay. So he's like, what's that? Another fellow needs passage? Okay, sure. There won't be much room, but... Okay. I've got a little more space if folk are willing to sit close. Okay. So we'll let this guy know he has a place in Gondor. And I expect that he will be not amused at this idea. So, hello, new person. Welcome to the chat. We are in Lord of the Rings Online, and we are just after the fall of Sauron, and the whole place is a mess. And you know, there's people from both sides mixing and trying to figure out what to do. So we're right now working with this guy who was part of the Kundalar army and fought against our people in the Minas Tirith. And so we're trying to figure out what to do with him. So that's where we are. So this quest, Whispers from the Other Side. We tell him that the King of Gondor has agreed to a bargain. He'll be given a home in Gondor and his crimes will be washed away in exchange for what he knows about the situation in Mordor. And he studies us carefully and then he breaks into laughter. Oh, how grand. An offer of pardon from Gondor. I spit at this offer. I'm not interested in the charity of this king. I have not decided which side of this contest will be the victor. So he decides not to. He's like, I haven't decided to ally myself with any of you. I've seen nothing to prove that Gondor will triumph in the days to come, but I know of many dangers that still lurk in Gorgoroth and waiting. Your people have brought Nirnhoth through the Black Gate and freed them from captivity. I have an exercise for you. Speak these names to them and ask yourself why I would side with Gondor when there are foes in Gorgoroth such as these, still alive, still active, and still angry. Speak the name... Okay, so speak a handful of names, and does Gondor possess these terrors, such as these? I think not. Alright, so we gotta go talk to these prisoners that are being sent off to Gondor for a new life. Why would we want to go and scare these people? Alright, so this first one says, he stares at you with wide eyes and speaks no more than a whisper. This guy, he's the captain of the pit. He knows no mercy and delights in death, and his tears well in his eyes as he speaks. They say Sauron punished him, and he trembles about this whole thing. Alright, this one, she stares at us coldly. You should not speak that name. They say if you speak her name, she hears it and will come. Her kiss is death, her embrace torment. Have we not suffered enough? Let the stone maiden slumber and awaken her not. And we speak another name, and this guy shudders and clenches his fists. I can tell you nothing of him that a dozen others could not. He was the mouth of Sauron, and his knights rode at his command. They plucked me from my village by the sea and marched me long leagues to here where I was put to work at the forges. I only saw him once from afar, and Sauron is gone, and if the mouth had a leash, it is now off him. We should not be speaking of him here, so close to Mordor. It will bring ill fortune. Speak no more of him to me. Oh, I don't want my... Alright. Yes, you talk about cruel people, but we're trying to get away from them, you see. So, he says, don't you see now, the Sauron might be gone, but his servants were many, and they were beings of power and terror. I have not seen anything of Gondor that can hope to stand against even these three, and that is not the full extent of his lieutenants. And so I become Azarin the Unwilling and refuse. He keeps giving himself new titles. And refuse this so-called king's offer of pardon. I will remain between the realms until I taste which way the wind blows. Right now the breeze is rank, and it comes from Gorgoroth. I mean, that's fair. Gorgoroth is rank. I would go with that. Alright, he thinks that this guy is still going to be useful to us. And indeed, he already has been, for I think the artifact he stole can be used to serve our purposes, and he has given us an idea of the evils that wait within Gorgoroth. The shadow that hangs on Mordor is too deep for you to pierce it without powerful help, but pierce it you must if you are to combat the villains of whom he spoke. Alright. Alright, let's see. Heirloom of the Tribes. So, he says, I've studied this artifact. It bears a powerful corruption, but it was not made in Mordor. It came from elsewhere. And the corruption that envelops it stems from a long stay in the Blackland. If the evil could be cleansed, I believe that Elrond could imbue it with a powerful and vital force for good. But before that can happen, we have to do something about the corruption that Mordor has worked upon it. There are different ways to do this. The wise disagree upon the effectiveness in each. My preferred means is to bring the corrupted item to the place where it was made, or places of some significance upon its path, and diffuse the foul touch that Mordor has in the interim claimed it. We must learn the story of this heirloom before it came to Mordor. So he turns it over, he's looking it out, and to your eye, the heirloom is a thin shard of bone, possibly broken from the tip of a spear or an arrowhead. It's jagged on one side, the other side is smooth. So he believes it was fashioned by one of the tribes from Enidwaith or Dunland. He wants us to go speak to a warrior in the village of Lonoch in Enidwaith, and perhaps they will know. And then once that's known, we'll have the knowledge we need to cleanse the corruption. Okay. Alright. So, what do I have? Yeah. Galtrov? Surikaila. Surikaila? Lonoch is in Dunland. Oh, you have to go to a different place. Well, that's interesting. Alright, where do you need to go? Well, we should probably do mine first.
Yeah, is
Galtrov. Yeah, we'll go to Galtrov. And then we can take a stable master. How interesting. So we're in a fellowship, but we were given different places to go. So that's interesting. So I wonder, your artifact probably wasn't a piece of bone. It was probably something else.
no, mine was bone.
Oh, was it? Where do you have to go? Surikaila?
Surikaila and Fargo.
Interesting.
I'm guessing it's racial difference.
Could be because I'm a high elf. Could be because... Or no, I'm an elf, not a high elf.
When you look at the full name, Heirloom of the what?
So the quest is called Heirloom of the Tribes.
Heirloom of the Snowmen.
That one's called Heirloom of the Snowmen. Okay, so I need to go to Lonoch, which I'm pretty sure this person knows how to send me there.
Will you remain here long?
Wait, what? Am I in the wrong place? This class is, the quest is class dependent. Yeah, okay. Wait, where did you go?
You do yours.
I can't find it.
What?
Lonoch is not listed.
Oh, Harndirian.
Oh, Harndirian. Okay, how am I missing this?
You can transport yourself
Oh, I can transport myself to Harndirian. You'd think I would know what I'm doing. Here, there we go, let's try that. Your lore master got a seed pouch. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I need to go... How far am I going? Show me on the map, I'm here. Hey, stable master. There we go. See, now we're in places I'm a little more familiar with. A little bit. There we go, there's Lonoch. That's where I'm trying to go. Travel. Thank you. Look at all that green. and blue, and ooh, pretty. Oh my gosh, Dragach is in this area, and I am like so looking forward to doing that on Treebeard. I think that's gonna be fun. It's an instance where you're defeating a dragon, but the way to do it is you want to you have to do a fellowship maneuver, and so it has 6 pieces, and you have to do it in the right order. And so you need at least 6 people in your fellowship, and you want a burglar along to trigger fellowship maneuvers because that's useful. Yeah. Oh, it's cool, and there's a really cool fireplace that you can get from it. Now, there's a fireplace though that they recently added as a as something that you can get. There was a in the yard version, and then one inside the house version, and it is very similar. So it makes it, because that was a really hard drop. Like I got it on Evernight once. Yeah, it was crazy. So if you're on Evernight, there's someone doing the Dragach challenge every day, says Egg Arthur. Right? See, that's why I would. Yeah, I would. That's what we'll probably be doing on Treebeard, is just like do it like every day. So, and thanks for reminding me that the port to Enidwaith is, well, not Country Port is Hondarian. I forget these things, and for some reason I feel like my travel window too, I feel like it's out of order, and I should just write it all out and then fix it at some point, but I haven't done that. Especially because, I don't know, because I figure eventually we're not worried about it. So anyway, so Suvach here, we're talking to him, and he says, what, or Sulvich, what are you doing here? I will not call you Devodiad, but even Suvich can tell an ill wind brings you here. Do not make me regret this welcome as others would. So we show him the bone shard. He raises his hand. He says, what is this? A fragment of a spear point. It must have been used in the slaughter of something vile, for the sight of it alone is enough to raise great feelings of dread and sickness. Take it away. Okay. Others in the village might know a little bit more, though. Okay, so we're going to go talk to Helu and see what they know or can determine from this item. Hello, Helu. What say you? He says, yes, what do you want? He takes one look at the bone fragment and reacts pretty much the same way. You have brought an object of evil to here. Take it outside the village. We do not want it here. You will draw evil to us. If you must show this point to anyone, show it to warriors outside the village, where these folks will not be endangered. Okay. Happy to do so. Okay, okay. So, hey, warriors. Talk to Luhong on a hill. Okay. Hey-o. What do you know? What can you tell me about this? He says, I give you my welcome, wanderer. I know a hunter when I see one striding among the hills and fields with such purpose. What brings you here? And you show him the bone fragment, ask him if he can tell you anything about it. I see why you have come, for this does seem to have been crafted by one of the tribes of Enidwaith or Dunland. I cannot say if it was made by our tribe, but this feeling of evil is so overpowering that I refuse to believe it was made by one of ours. He suddenly straightens as he smells the breeze. Oops, sorry. I feel like we're being hunted. Did this creature follow you? We have become the hunted. There we go. Evil, fascinated warg. Interesting. Oops. You missed the hunt. As I said, evils are drawn to that artifact. Yeah. I knew that it was so. Did I not say that to you when you knew that bone fragment would draw evil to it? I'm glad you listened to my command and quickly brought it out of the village. It's not welcome here. Perhaps one of the other tribes, such as those that gather in Galtrev, will tell you something about the cursed object you carry. Okay, sure. Hey, I know how to get to Galtrev. That's Standguard. So yes, we were doing our completionist characters on Evernight for a while, but we over leveled, so we're like level 130 or whatever, and we're still in like Gondor. It's kind of silly. Okay, so where are the people I need to talk to? One is over here. Cool, cool, cool. Ah, Up in there. Hello. Hey, can you tell me about this evil artifact I'm carrying around? This guy furrows his brow with thought. You say this might have broken off the tip of a spear. It's possible, but I would say it's not likely. The Stag clan has used bone for weapons of various sorts, but my people generally prefer stone to the greater durability on impact. If it did come from a spear, I think it would have happened on the first strike, and such a spear would be of little use to a true hunter. No, I don't think this is from a spear point, but I can't tell you anything else. Alright, let's see if this other person has an idea. Who are we looking for? Oh, perhaps you can tell me something, Kerfus. You bear an artifact of evil. I do not wish to become ensnared in anything of the sort, so I'll give you a wide berth. But listen to this advice. Do not become involved with the scheming of wizards, even if they bear gifts. Many of my clan learned this lesson painfully and too late. If you still have an ear for further advice, I would say this too. Whatever artifact you carry will draw evils to you. Cast it away and save yourself some trouble. He hurries away. You decide to hold on to it. After all, Mithrandir believed it could be cleansed of the evil that surrounded it during its long stay in Mordor and might be turned to good. Okay. Well, let's see. Is there somebody else who might have a different opinion and be able to help us out? But I understand, because they're right. This thing's got evil all over it. Alright, you came from Lonach. I was born into the Ukluth, but I have not been welcomed there for many years. Still, I'm always glad to hear news from my old home. You tell them that you went there, seeking information about this bone, spear point, and he studies it, and then he smiles. You went to the warriors of Lonach and asked them if they recognize this, and of course they did not, for they are focused on weaponry and tools of war. No, they wouldn't have known this, even though they rely on others like it every day. This is not part of a spear point or an arrowhead. It's part of a bone needle used by tailors in the fashioning of clothes and garments. It does seem to be very old, but it is reminiscent of the sort that are used still in Lonach. Go to the Hall of Making. Ask the tailors what they can tell you of it. Okay, so back to where I was. Y'all are crazy. Okay. So Harndirian, thanks for the note, Zagarther. Yeah, this is wild. I'm guessing yours is an equally entertaining wild goose chase kind of feel.
Yeah, this is very different.
Okay, so I need to go back to Lana. Oops. Okay, back where I was just there. I know. Thank you very much. It's all good. We'll just keep running around saying hi. You know. You did this several times on several different classes, and you never noticed they were different. You know, that's one of the things I like about this game too, is it cracks me up, because there'll be times when you do that where you're like, hang on, I've done this before, but it wasn't like that. Or, you know what I mean? I went through, I don't know, like the starting instance so many times, right? And it's like, I've gotten to a point where I actually start to like learn something new each time. I'm like, how did I not notice that before? It's like, oh my gosh. So I've done the Hobbit intro like a gazillion times. Okay, not a zillion, but easily a dozen times. And I didn't realize it was like Odo's Leaf Farm for a long time. And then one time I was coming in there from a different direction. I was like, wait a minute, this is the Hobbit intro. You just remember the evil, fascinated things. That's kind of fun, isn't it? The freebie this week is Hope, plus 5 Hope boost for 90 minutes. And the coupon code is 5 Hope. Let's see, I need to talk to the expert tailor in here. God, it's been a while since I've been in here. Is this the right place? I feel... like it was the other one. Oh, you know what? I was thinking of the Lossoth of Forhel. Their place is different. Okay, so, hey, expert tailor, who looks a little like Nona. She says, this is similar to the needles we use here, but there's a peculiar notch at the bottom that sets it apart. I don't know why it's there, but it is distinctive. This is a mystery to me. A sudden coughing laugh. An old woman demands your attention. Hello, old lady. She says, it's more than 50 years since I saw a needle like that. Could it be the very same? Must be, because Delure made all her needles herself, and that mark was her own. No other tailor in all the years of my long life ever took such pains as she to add such an adornment. It didn't serve any practical purpose, but she fashioned all of her needles in that way. She says, I'm Raglud, I'm the oldest woman in the village, and by my count, I'm the oldest member of the Ukluth by many years. Do you want to know the tale of that needle you carry? All right, speak to me, and you'll hear it. It's a sad tale. But to see that needle once again, I think it may be worth remembering, and this old woman would enjoy the telling of it and the reminder of her youth long ago. Sure, that sounds great.
Your efforts to cleanse the evils from the corrupted needle have led you to the
Okay, so... So your efforts to cleanse the evils of the corrupted needle led you to the oldest woman in Lanark and the story she has to tell. So before the Ukluth came to be the Alcrag, our home was in the south, in Dunland. I was very young then, and I spent my days climbing the hills and scaring the birds with my shouting. I was a fiery child, and the elders ran out of ways to discipline me. Then they sought to beseech my better nature, hoping I might calm somewhat and learn the art of the tailor. Well, that didn't work either, so they gave up and let me do what I wanted. That was the smartest thing they could have done. She says, I didn't want to be a tailor those days. She thought every craft was dull. Well, every craft of the Ukluth was dull. This person, Daler, was the prime tailor, and I thought she was dull. Every day she combed the skins and worked the leathers and stitched clothes. She says, Raglan, I need your help with this. And she's still calling for Raglan. Where is that girl? She says, I was hiding. I did not want to work. I still remember the heat of the sun that day. There's some villagers. Most of the warriors were away on a hunt. Oh, here she is hiding. So there she is as a younger one. Later I learned that they were ambushed by an orc raiding party and all slain. Ooh, bummer. So it was that the village was undefended when the raiders found it. Uh-oh. Here come the orc raiders. He was called Maushkan. Cast down your weapons and you will not be harmed, he says. It was a lie, of course. They don't have weapons. They sought food and valuables, but they also enjoyed killing. They killed every member of the Ukluth they found. Soon, only Daler remained. Daler the tailor? Ah, she says, I must rest a moment. It is quite the tale. It is taxing to tell such stories. I believe you. Alright, what has the young Riglid said? It is hard to believe that she ever could have been so young, but you know that it must have been true, for it is as it is for all people. You can almost see her hidden by a mound of grass and hay, as her fear of Maushkan and his band wars with her anger at what they have done to her people. So there she is as a young child, or younger child. Here's our tailor. Hello, tailor. Standing in defiance. You can almost see Daler standing defiantly before the orc raiding party, surrounded by the bodies of her friends and her family among the Ukluth. She has little chance of surviving this encounter, but the description of her is so vivid that she seems almost to be standing before you, hale and hearty. She has nothing that might be called a weapon, but she does grip a needle of bone in a hidden fist. And the orc. He has already slain many members of the tribe this day, but he is eager to kill even more. You can almost see the rage and hatred in his eyes and the the smell of his foul stench. He leads a raiding party of orcs, and they follow him out of fear and a desire for treasure. So there's the players of our story. She is ready to continue the tale. She says, sometimes words must travel through darkness to reach the light. We are quite in the darkness now. So, she said she didn't know what to do. Should she move from her hiding place? But Daelor put an end to my struggle. I will show you our treasure, she says. You will, huh? We'll get to it. I don't have all day, says the orc. So, this is what treasure that I will have vengeance upon you. Oh, this is what I treasure. She smacked him with her bone needle. She stabbed me with something, he says. I don't feel... Ugh. She stabbed him with such a force that her needle buried itself in his flesh. She was pretty mad. He survived, but he was in terrible pain. It was some time before he was well enough to leave. And here comes Raglud the Younger. When they had gone, I came out of hiding. I buried them, Daelor, last of all, Daelor. I went in search of a new home and found a place where I could be welcome. I became a tailor to honor her memory. Aww. And now you have come to my village, and you bear a needle so like those used by her that many years ago. You say that it came from a place of evil, and the feeling of it is so corrupt that I do not question it. I can tell you the story of that needle, for now I know its ending. The orc was made weak by the needle, and it caused him a great deal of pain, but it was sunk deep in, and he couldn't get to it. He returned in time to his own land, but every day was a torment, for the needle pained him so. He must have learned to live with the pain, but every sharp twinge was a reminder of her defiance. There was no day he did not think of Daelor, and in that way he was very like me. But while I am now grown old, and the oldest woman in Larach, I think Maushkan did not reach such an age, the orc. There came a day when he succumbed at last to the pain of the needle. When his body was gone, only the needle remained. Perhaps some villain picked it up, never knowing what it signified, or its history, and it came by long roads to you, and then to me. This needle traveled many leagues to have its vengeance upon Maushkan, but now its task is done. Farewell, Daelor. You have been avenged, and this old woman remembers you and what you did, and always will. And now Gladwig will as well. Nice. The needle of the many leagues has been cleansed of Mordor's corruption. Awesome. She says, I give this to you. Bear it with you on your journey, and remember Daelor. Okay. Okay. I'm like... in Rivendell? I'm in Rivendell. Okay. Well, hey. Hey, Elrond. You'll never guess what I found. He says, I know why you have come. If you are to journey beneath the shroud that covers Gorgoroth, you'll need the aid of a light that can pierce the darkness. So he takes the needle of many leagues from you and dips it into the font beside him. When the artifact emerges from the glowing circle, light drips soundlessly from it and pools like water in the basin. Oh, cool. The needle traveled many leagues before it and meted out Daelor's vengeance upon the orc that took her life, but until now it did not shine as brightly as did Daelor in the memory of a child. He smiles at the sight, and his voice contains both determination and joy when he speaks again. So with the light of Erindil, you will be able to walk where the shadows lie and overcome them. Yeah, library-less Elrond, right, Egarthur? It's like, what you doing out in here? Like walking around in the air and the earth and what? Out of the library? I just think it's so interesting how Elrond is so entwined in so many stories. Like, he is just like the keeper of so much knowledge and so many memories. yeah, it is fascinating that he can like, so that makes it possible for him to parse things, I think, that would not be possible for many others. So, yeah. Have you finished yours? Yeah? Okay. Oh, and we had a little bit more. Hang on. So, Arundel was a mariner, and he braved storm and roaring wave. He bore shining light out of the darkness. He voyaged through sadness and woe, cresting the waves of his sorrow and braving the winds of wrath to bring hope from afar. He travels still upon his errand, not upon the seas of the world, but those of heaven, the light of the Silmaril on his brow showing the way. He falls silent and gazes up at the sky, remembering distant memories. Because he's a star in the sky. Isn't that Elrond's dad? Arundel? Arundel?
Yeah, sounds like.
Yeah, I think that's Elrond's dad. So, for all the Eldar, the light of Arendel's star is counted most precious. It is a sign of hope for all who labor against the great enemy or the multitude of his servants. For me, it is something more. Oh, there it is. Yep, he was a mariner, but he was also my sire. When I look up to the stars, I remember much that has now gone beyond the circles of the world, and the joy of memory is tinged with the sorrow of loss. I give you this gift so you may bear the light of Arundel with you, and it will be a shining lamp in the darkness. So there we go. He looks up in the sky and sees his dad. Talk to Mithrandir outside the Black Gate. Hey! Alright. Hey, Elrond, I gotta go. Oh, those ended up on my arms. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No bueno. Hang on. Cosmetic outfit. Wearing this. Oh, but then where's my other gloves? Those were cute. Hang on. We have a wardrobe issue. Okay. Because my bow had a blue glow? Why does my bow not have a blue glow? Oh, it does while I'm wearing it. Cool. Alright, hang on. Have to take a moment. Now, actually, I'm kind of getting close to time here anyway. Well, I'm past my time, really. So we should swap over here in a second because B4 stream is up next after me, and he does stream about plugins. So he is a child of the two in the song Aragorn sings. Oh, thank you. Let's see. And what am I looking for? Tuesday. Is it Tuesday or 2 days? Tuesdays? I always get this wrong. How about just Tuesday? There we go. So today's streamers are sometimes. So I'm here at 11:30 Eastern U.S. time, server time. Before is after me, starting anytime between like a couple minutes ago and half on the hour. And he'll go till about 20, which is what, 8 p.m. No, not 8 p.m. server time.
Sorry,
8 p.m. our time. Yeah. Yeah. We're in the Netherlands. So it's 19:55 right now. Anyways, he'll go till 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. 2 to 4. Yeah, he goes 2 to 4 server time. And then I7 is due to go after him, but she's been sick lately. So it's possible, it's likely, I don't think she's on today. I don't think she's back yet. And then Charlotte Skies is on the last Tuesday of the month, so that is not today. So you've got me and you got B4. So he is coming up here in a few minutes after I finish putting my gloves on. Hang on a second. Potent dexterous gloves. There we go. Now let's fix that. There we go. See, my gloves have this kind of blue glow, blue look to them, which I didn't like, but then I realized that my bow has a blue glow to it because I put one of those thingy noodles on it. I must have. Well, I don't know why it's blue glow. Because I don't see... Oh yeah, there it is. The weapon aura of Orc's Bane. So it has a blue glow, and my blue gloves, so they kind of look and they match, and I like it. So, but I switched out my gloves for a better pair earlier, but I didn't realize I had them not put on cosmetically. So now we're fixed. Okay, so I need to go back to Mithrandir outside the Black Gate, so I'll head that direction. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up here pretty soon and get before going. So what all do you need to do in order to prepare? Are you pretty close?
Just pretty free.
Okay, cool. Then, you know what? Then why don't we just call it here and we'll go talk to Mithrandir later. What was I going to do during your stream?
Fix your crafting.
Fix my crafting. Thank you. So, you know what? I'm not going to be here. Do you want a trip to Bree? I'm going to go to Bree.
21st hall.
Oh, okay. Sure, I can take you to the 21st hall.
No rain in the first hall.
No rain in the 21st hall? Fair enough. They probably... Is there crafting? Do they have crafting stations at the 21st hall?
Yeah, you gotta go inside the building.
Inside a building, I
So
suppose.
east and north.
Oh, right. Yeah, I can do that. East and north. Yeah, okay. Cool. Then I'm gonna... Yeah, it's been a while since I've, like, come... Oh, wait. That north. The other north. Yes. Yeah, I used to run back and forth between the auction hall and the crafting hall. That's a long time ago. Gosh, that seems like... Oh, that's the auction. That's the vault. There's the crafting hall. So, all right, I'm going to drop myself in here and see if I can get to the point where I can pick up the stuff in Gorgoroth. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off here then. I think B4 has already got their stuff ready to go. So he'll be on in the next 5 minutes or less. We might be taking a quick bathroom break or something in between our streams. So stick around in the chat though, because I'll be back. And then he'll be talking about plugins. So if you have any questions about plugins or how to make things work or any of that business, he's your guy. So, all right. Thank you for coming along on my stream. I enjoy playing Lord of the Rings online. You've probably picked up on that. And I enjoy sharing that experience with other people. So sorry we have no cat to show you today. Maybe during B4 stream. You never know. They might come along and scratch that thing back there. It's like a palm tree, but it's all scratching posts. It's really cute. They like scratch it and then they're scratching and they keep scratching and it keeps going higher and there and they stretch longer and longer. It's hilarious. So anyway, all right. Well, thanks for joining me and my catlessness today for this adventure around Middle Earth. And as I often say, remember to stay connected to that Hobbit side of your heart while you are out and about. All right, take care of each other and we'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.